Hey y'all, it is the end of February 2026 and there are a couple things that I wanted to share with y'all. So you may be able to hear songbirds in the background. There have been birds singing and it is the perfect introduction to Tilda's new collection, which is called Songbird, and it just came out this month and I just wanted to share it with you because I thought it was so pretty and unique and different. I think it is really special. It comes in multiple colors, multiple colorways, and I safety pinned them together to keep them together. But I wanted you to see how beautiful it is in the natural light. You see all those variations of color. So that's the first colorway, the blue flowers. And she has different colors of hair and different lighting. It's black hair in this colorway and in one other colorway, and I think it has, there's orange hair or ginger hair in two of the colorways. Was the green vines there. Yeah. Orange flowers. Okay, and this has the green flowers. I think that's really lovely. And of course, as the main motif, this is really the showstopper, but there's so much to like in this collection. So this isn't available yet on Cody Knox Studios Etsy, but there will be products made out of this. So stay tuned and keep checking Cody Knox, that's N-O-X, Cody with a C and N-O-X as in the Latin. Cody Knox Studios, it's the Etsy store. Okay, so that is really lovely. Let's see the next one. Okay. These birds, these look like canaries to me. Maybe they're not canaries. Maybe they're just happy little yellow birds. So let me know in the comments what kind of product you would be interested in seeing with these. If you'd like to see a purse or a pouch. Oh, I love the blue background. That's nice. The white birds. It's really gorgeous in the light. Those are the birds. 4 different colorways. All right, and the next one is these lilies. Now, I think the thing that's really special about this collection is that it is so Art Nouveau. And there aren't a whole lot of people doing Art Nouveau right now. I think you could argue that William Morris is Art Nouveau, and that the reprints of his works are Art Nouveau. Of course, he lived a long time ago, but there are a lot of reprints and recolorizations of his works right now. But I think this is really just sweet. I really like the bird faces on this better than, say, the Strawberry Thief by William Morris. Strawberry Thief, the bird looks a little shocked, a little concerned. These are just sweet, happy little songbirds going about their lives. Okay, so we have yellow lilies. And a green background with the pink lilies. Oh, sorry. It's the bench sound and the airplane. I apologize for that. Okay. That's quite lovely. Okay. The next pattern has birds that are a little bit larger. And those look like roses to me, maybe peonies. I don't think they're labeled, but they're lovely, whatever they are. Get these all ordered later. So these fabrics, if you want to make your own products out of them, they are in quilt shops right now. It just came out in February of this year, so it is still available. Should be. But if you're dying to have some fabric and you have a project in mind, or just need to have a bigger stash for later options, then I'd recommend you check out your local quilt shop. My local quilt shop that has a lot of this is the Quilty Shop, and I believe they do have an online store. But if you are not a sewist, I guess that's the technical term that some people use, it's from the Latin, then you can check out my Etsy store. Check out Cody Knox Studios. I apologize for the plate. All right. And there will be products soon with these fabrics. Okay. Beautiful yellow birds. Ooh, lovely blue. I love the movement in these pieces. It's so lively, and even though obviously it's a still picture, it just feels so full of life. The green background is quite nice. There's the yellow background, kind of a yellowy Dijon. And last but not least, we have, these look like carnations to me. Okay, carnations with blue flowers. Sorry, blue leaves and pink flowers, pink and red accents. Here we have more of the Dijon leaves. We have multiple greens here. We have a more bluish green, and then on top of that we have a more light yellowish green. Okay, last one. This is more of a reddish, maybe a little bit coral. I think it's a muted red. With some light green leaves on the background. And some more olivey yellow leaves on the foreground. Okay, so that is Songbird. I think that's going to be a lot of delightful projects. And I hope you're inspired if you sew. And maybe you're gonna be inspired to paint something like this, or maybe you'll be inspired to do embroidery that's inspired by one of these designs. Who knows where inspiration could take you? Okay, now I wanted to show you something that I've worked on recently. Okay, so I'll tell you about this first. Tula Pink is a designer known for her bold, vibrant prints, and this is a group that's made of various collections that are not really available right now, but I wanted to show you this project that I'm working on with some of the older fabrics, because you might have a project where this principle could help you. Okay, and I'll tell you what the principle is. So I had made a square. So I had made a square, cut a square out of this tabby fabric. And that square went into a project for someone who really likes animals. And I was like, so I should do something with the rest of this. And I just couldn't bring myself to cut up this piece. So I just decided to put it on fusible and then iron it. For those of y'all that don't know, fusible is a glue that's in a stabilizer. So it's basically like glue on some fabric, and then you can iron it, and it gives stability, I'd say. And you can have a thick fusible batting, or you can have a thin fusible batting or interfacing, but that's how that works. And I also had some of this left over, this Alice. I didn't have very much of it, and it was you know, on the point instead of on the landscape. So I thought, well, what if I put these two together? Okay, so fast forward, I eventually got this put together, and I think it's going to be a wall hanging. You might like the quilting that I did here. So you can see this cat has been quilted, the outline in bright electric blue. This one hasn't been quilted yet at all. There's some quilting around it, but not on the actual outline. And you can see how that changes the picture. And I also added little shadows on the paws. But outlining it, I think, really gives it some pop. And also, it may be hard to see in this picture, but it also makes a little poofiness around the edge. Maybe you can see it in the light. These edges have a little bit like it goes in where the quilting happens, so there's like a little poofy edge, which is fun. So I wanted to show you this because when I got to this stage, I felt like, well, I'm happy with this, I really like this, but I wish this weren't here. I don't really want to see half of a kitten, especially when its head is cut off. I didn't want to see that. So I thought to myself, and I had another piece of fabric, so which part of this fabric would I rather see right here instead of this kitten? And I said, well, this piece right here is very sculptural and cool. So I cut a piece out of the fabric. You can just imagine there was a hole, because there was a hole in the other piece of fabric that I had. And then I take that, and you can see all the threads that I left out so I can attach it to the wall hanging. Basically all you have to do to make this, I was imagining like I was English paper piecing but without the paper. And I just literally turned over the edge and put my needle in the very, very edge. And you can see I just turned it over and sewed the edge. I think that's called needle turn, but I didn't actually have to do much turning because I just literally held it like I was doing English paper piecing, my thumb and my forefinger. Okay, so I have this piece now, and I wanted to show it to you how I'm going to be attaching this. So here we have a kitten, half a kitten, and now we have a more sculptural piece that really emphasizes the tree. So basically I took a section of the fabric that was not intended to be here, and I will be sewing that down, and it also makes it a little bit 3D because you do have multiple levels of sewing here. So I just wanted to show y'all that before and after, before I got this all sewn down. Okay, I hope this has inspired you. I hope you're excited to see Cody Knox Studios products in the future, and I hope y'all have amazing spring. Happy crafting.